Hi guys, and welcome to our WWE Survivor Series
War
Wargames.
games.
Oh yeah, 2025 prediction video. Yes, I'm back with Callum and Sab for the final PLE of the year for WWE in 2025. And as always, usually towards the end of the year, we do get Survivor Series Wargames. So this year it is taking place in California in the Petco Park. It's a big like baseball stadium. It's the first time I think we've had Survivor Series in a big open air stadium, about 40,000 people. So it's going to be a pretty big show to end the year on. I know we still have Saturday Night Main Event in December, but this is like a proper PLE, the final one of the year to end on. So yeah, lads, are you just looking forward to Survivor Series War Games?
Yeah, I mean the war game. Sorry, it's always like, oh,
That's
who's going
like
to speak first? Yeah, I mean it's the war games matches are always, good kind of stipulation matches, and they both have a lot of build to them. Well, some of the competitors for each of them do at least. So yeah, got a couple of other matches thrown in, but the war games matches will certainly be hard hitting and entertaining to watch.
okay, Sab.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's the last of the sort of traditional big PLEs, and the last big PLE of the year. And yeah, I think anytime there's a War Games match, it's always, even if they've been done every year now for quite a few years, they're always entertaining. They're always excited because they're just going to be that way. So, and especially with the cars this year, yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one.
Yep, fully in agreement, lads. War games matches are always really, really fun. And I think the men's is looking like the most stacked war games match maybe of all time. It's definitely up there. So yeah, very exciting. So let's get to it. So the first match we have, well, there's only four matches on the card. Obviously, both war games matches will probably take up about an hour if you include entrances. So let's get on to the two singles matches first. And so the first match we have. Might as well do this, yes. We have a singles match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. Yes, we have John Cena defending his belt in his final PLE, going up against Dominic Mysterio. Yes, lads, quite emotional, really. I know we still have Saturday Night Main Event coming up in December, but in terms of obviously big PLEs, big proper shows on Netflix and ESPN, this will be John Cena's big fight finale. It's his final um, match on a PLE, proper end of an era. Of course, he's going into it as IC champion when he dethroned Dominic on that episode of Raw a few weeks back. Um, and this is tricky. I don't know whether they're going to put the belt back on Dom. They give Cena a 3 week run just so he can finally be a Grand Slam champion, and then they put it back on Dom. Or will Cena go into the Saturday Night Main Event as IC champion? It's 50-50, I think, personally. Sab, you can start. Is John Cena retaining in his final PLE, or is he going to put over Dom and Dom wins the belt back?
Well, I sort of wish he didn't come to me first.
Sorry, sorry.
Now you know how I feel. It's
um,
usually me that goes first, and I have to be put on the spot.
It's much easier going second, but yeah, as you said, this is really hard because they've obviously given him just for the sake of giving him the Grand Slam thing. But Dom has been a great IC champ, and I feel like it because if Cena carries it through to the next one, which is his last one, and we think that's going to be maybe against Gunther, then Dom's just without the IC title, and he has to go all the way back to face Gunther to get it back, and is Gunther going to go back to IC? So I feel that's really complicated, and I feel like nothing's going to change John Cena's legacy if he takes a loss here. So I think Dominic via his usual dirty methods is going to retain his title. So yeah, I think Dirty Dom's going to get the win.
Okay, I'll go next. I agree. I think they're going to put it back on Dom. John Cena, he knows what's best for business, putting over the young star, and Dominic is that. So I think he'll want to put over Dom in his final PLE, what's best for business, etc. But like Sab said, it'll be dirty, it won't be clean. They gave John Cena a 3 week run. It's a shame his final title reign in the company was just a 3 week transitional reign, but it was only done so he could finally be a Grand Slam champion. I get it. So yeah, Dominic wins it back via dirty means, but and at the end there'll be a massive thank you, Cena, obviously, and he'll probably be in the ring all emotional. and he'll give it all that. But yeah, Dominic to retain. Oh, sorry, Dominic to win it back. Um, Callum.
Yeah, it probably would have been nice for Cena to have held an open challenge on Raw last week for his final Raw. I
Yeah.
thought that's probably what they were going to do, but then they had that weird tag team match with Ray and Sheamus versus the Judgment Day. Um, because it would have been nice for at least for him to have a successful defense of the IC title before he lost it. Because I'm with you both. I think you can't have Dominic lose to him twice in the space of a couple of weeks. I mean, you could obviously, but I think Cena's going to go out. Um, putting over probably the next two competitors that he faces. Dominic is obviously he's still quite young. He's definitely a future world champion in my opinion. So I think winning back the IC title, defeating a legend in John Cena is going to do a lot for Dominic. So yeah, Dominic to win the title back.
Okay, then all three of us we're going with Dominic to win the belt back. Right, and yeah, John Cena's final PLE. Got very emotional together, I think, for Saturday Night Main Event in December. Oh boy. Uh, then let's continue with a singles match for the Women's World Championship. Yes, we have Stephanie Vaquer defending her belt, going up against Nikki Bella. Okay, so these two were a bit of a team for a little bit, and then Nikki Bella attacked Stephanie Vaquer, and then turning heel, and here we are. There's a match. I think this is Stephanie Vaquer's first defense on a PLE, which is a bit on a PLE because she won it at WrestlePalooza. I know she had that match with Tiffany Stratton at Crown Jewel, but that was champion v champion. I'll start with this one. Ooh, this one, this one's tricky as well because I think do they want to give Nikki Bella another run with the belt at some point? Definitely, but I just think Stephanie Vaquer's. I don't know. She's only just won it a little while ago, so I don't think that they want her to drop it so soon. Oh, oh God, this is hard. I'm gonna say Stephanie Vaquer retains because I don't think she's had a long enough time running with it yet. But I can see Nikki Bella winning it here in a dirty, cheeky heel way, and then maybe Stephanie Vaquer gets a rematch maybe in early next year. But yeah, I think Stephanie Vaquer's first proper women's world title reign deserves to be a bit longer than just like two and a bit months with like very few defenses. So I'm going to say Stephanie Vaquer retains, and what should be a really fun match. Yeah, I'm sure Nikki Bella like she'll want to put over like the new next big thing in Stephanie Vaquer. Yeah. Callum, who have you got?
Yeah, I mean, it's like we always say, what's the point in turning someone heel if they're not then
Oh,
going to,
mhm.
win the championship and,
Oh
and
shit.
do and actually justify the reason they turned heel in the first place. But I'm kind of with you. I'm not really sure I can see because Stephanie Vaquer losing. I know she, like you said, she's had it since WrestlePalooza, but I just feel like she hasn't really done a lot with it yet, and I think she does need to do a bit more with it before she can lose satisfiably against someone. But then you also then waste the heel turn at the same time. But how often does someone turn heel and then win the title when they actually turn heel? So for that reason, which it hardly ever happens, Stephanie Vaquer to retain, I think I'm going to go with you because I think it's not time for her to lose it yet. As cool as it would be to see Nikki Bella in the modern day as a world champion, that would be at least.
Okay, Sab.
Yeah, I mean, this is hard. And I actually, whilst listening to you both, I do actually think that, yeah, because they've turned Nikki heel, I actually think that she will win. And I actually think she'll win with the help of her sister who will return.
Oh, of course.
And because she's mentioned her a little bit, that they want to do a little last run, and then this is like her last couple of years, or this current run will be her last. So when people start saying stuff like this, it feels like it's a premonition of something or it's foreboding of something. So I think everything you guys have said probably makes a lot more sense to what I'm saying. But yeah, just for sake of interest, I do think maybe Nikki might win and Brie will return to help her.
Well, we all know that you work for the company, Sab. So, clearly, that's what's going to happen. You're going to book it
Yeah.
yourself from this weekend, aren't you?
Yes, you've got nothing. You've got nothing to lose, Sab. You've won predictions by quite a bit this year. So, right
I will
then.
really laugh if Brie returns. I'm like, oh, they are going to think I'm
Hey,
working.
we just hit free mode. Oh no, God. Right then, on to the women's War Games match. War Games match! Yes, so we have the face team. Yes, the face team. Yes, we have Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, and AJ Lee going up against Nia Jax, Lash Legend, the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane, and Becky Lynch. Wee, that's talk about the men's War Games match being stacked. The women's is pretty stacked too. You got Rhea, Alexa, Charlotte, Io, AJ Lee, and Becky Lynch. Jesus, that's quite stacked. That. Okay.
I'm happy to go first.
Yeah, go on, Callum. You can go first.
Well,
Who's
can we
winning?
just point out once again that Io Sky is in another War Games match? That means that she's been in every single women's War Games match that has ever happened. As at least I'm fairly certain.
Bloody
So
hell.
I'm sure she's going to do something crazy from it. I feel like this is probably slightly more straightforward of a choice. I think I'm going to go with the face team um, because simply for the most part, it's been the Kabuki Warriors and then obviously Io and Rhea, and the Kabuki Warriors have obviously just they've only just beaten Charlotte and Alexa for the tag titles as well to bring some of this together to bring them in. Although Charlotte's obviously been a bit funny with not being on the team and then being on the team. But I think Io and Rhea need to get a win over the Kabuki Warriors because I feel like that's kind of what this is mostly about in terms of what's been done to them over the last couple of months by the Kabuki Warriors. So for that reason, face team.
Okay. Sab, who have you got?
Yeah, this is stacked is the right word. There's so many big names on this. That's going to be that in itself is exciting to see all these names sort of teaming up together. And obviously AJ Lee on the same team as Charlotte and Alexa Bliss is just like who would have thought? I mean, just a few months ago that would seem crazy. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I think the fan favorites, the face team's got to win this one. So especially with AJ in there, just makes a lot of sense. So yeah, the faces.
I agree. Yeah, I'm going to go with the face team for this one. I'm excited to see Lash Legend because she was a very exciting in NXT. So I'm excited to see what she'll probably have a very good performance. But yeah, in the end, I think the women's face team is just too stacked. Rhea, Alexa, Io, Charlotte, AJ Lee. God, what a team, what a package. So yeah, should
Are
be a
there
great match.
are there like team captains? Is it like Team Rhea versus Team
I
Becky
assume so.
or
Yeah, there's
yeah?
usually a
Okay.
captain, isn't there, each year? So I guess Team Rhea versus Team Nia, is it?
But that's what the men were arguing about last night.
Oh yeah, so yeah.
I think they're the captains for the men's. I think. Right then. Okay, so all three of us going with Team Rhea, aka the Faces. Right then, on to the men's War Games match. Woo-wee, which is good lord, probably the most the most excited I've been for a War Games match in a while. This is wow, what a stacked match. So we have whoever's team it is, I just say Team Cody. So we have, of course, Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, the Usos, Jay and Jimmy, and Roman Reigns going up against Team The Vision, I guess. Yes, we have Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed, Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre, and Brock Lesnar with Paul Heyman. Wow! Woo, what a match. This is Brock Lesnar's first time teaming up with anyone, I think since like 2003, 2004. So that's pretty cool to see Brock playing it safe with others, obviously with the heel team, I get obviously, but obviously did we all see him falling over last night on Raw?
He played it really cool though. I thought like he played it really cool.
Just
Like as cool as he could
oh,
anyway.
oh dear me,
Oh
that's gonna
man.
be a meme for ages. Poor Brock. Um, but I'll start with this one. I don't think if I start, I think I've started one. Yeah, but I think I've left you guys. I think it's gonna be a great match. The names in this match is, like I said, so stacked. And I'm going with Team Vision for the win here. For two or three reasons. The first reason, the faces stood tall last night, beating up Logan, so they've got the advantage going into the War Games match. Two, there's a bit of like too many egos in the face team. They've been Roman last night said, I want that belt would look great on me" to Cody and Punk, so teasing a bit of tension there, like the three top guys in the company, really. Um, and also they've been teasing something with Jay. Will he cost them the win? Is he where are his allegiances, etc. And I'm pretty sure the last 2 years of War Games men's, the faces have won the last 2 years. So I don't think you can have the faces win 3 years in a row. I don't think. So yeah, I just think Team Vision, aka Team Brock, will win. But it's gonna be it's Brock's team. Let's face it. It's gonna be an amazing match, though. Whew, I can't wait for all the different moments we're gonna have in this match. The Brock and Punk face off at some point. That'll be great. And yeah, it's going to be a really fun match. But at the end, some shenanigans towards the end. And yeah, Team Vision, aka Team Brock, to get the win. Uh, Sab, who've you got?
Yeah, same Team Vision. I think, yeah, I mean, just with the people in it, it's guaranteed to be a good match. It's just going to be a good match. So I think the Vision needs this. They need a win, and also in terms of just long-term stories, it's much better if they win because if, as you said, the Faces team have won the last 2 years in a row. So if they win again, it's just like, right, okay, thanks, let's move on to something else. You can't really carry on. Whereas there's nice subplots happening all around. You've got the tension naturally between Roman, Cody, and Punk. Who's the leader? Are they going to screw each other over? Jimmy and Jay, that whole thing. And obviously, Brock now back with Heyman and what Heyman's done to the other three guys. There's so many subplots. They need to carry on. So the only way that happens is if Team Vision wins. So yeah, I'm going with them. And hopefully Brock stays on his feet this time.
Oh dear. Callum?
Yeah, I mean, I think I agree with both of you. I think Team Vision need to win this one because the face team don't really get anything from winning. They're not exactly going to stay as a team in any particular way when all this is said and done. So, the Vision are going to continue in some vein after War Games. So I think it makes sense, of course, for them to win. And then, yeah, like you said, could Jay simply turn on Jimmy again? Because we had that kind of when Jimmy joined the team, Jay didn't look very happy about it. You obviously have the stuff between Punk, Roman, and Cody that was on last night as well, and what Roman said in terms of teasing something there. So I just feel like there's too much going on the face team for them to pull together and win, realistically. So for that reason, Team Vision to win.
Okay. All three of us then going with Team Vision in what should be an amazing War Games match to cap off the night. And yeah, that concludes Survivor Series, lads. Yeah, only like I said, four matches. Anything else to say? Not really. There's not going to be any more matches added, I think, because both, like we said, both War Games matches will be about 2 hours with entrances. Um, and yeah, so the three of us will be back, even though this concludes it, obviously for PLEs this year. But the three of us will most definitely be back in December for a Saturday night main event for John Cena's big swan song, his final ever match. Just before we finish, who do you guys think he will face? It's looking likely it's going to be Gunther. I'm fine with that, but a lot of fans are a bit like that.
Solo and Gunter, and the winner faces Cena. So
Oh,
I think it's most likely probably going to be Gunter, but I think we possibly knew that anyway when he returned in the tournament because he's still a very protected wrestler. He's only lost not even three times or something on the main roster or something like that. So it seems most likely to be Gunter, and he looks to be retiring John Cena and Goldberg in the same year.
ooh, it's not a bad flex, that is it for Gunther. I mean, the match obviously hasn't been confirmed yet, but we'll see.
Well,
Sam, who do you think will be seen
Yeah,
after
I
home?
do think it will be Gunther. I mean, like he the first half of his year wasn't booked great, but I think this is getting him back on track for a good 20, like retiring Goldberg and then retiring Cena is a big one. So getting him sort of back on track. He's got his old theme back, so that's a good thing
Yes.
in that regard. So that's a really good thing for Gunther. However, I haven't been a huge fan of the idea. Like John Cena, since he become face again, it's just been like, let's just put him in this match, let's just put him in that match. Whereas he's not really done in any real story. So it would have been nice for his last ever match to be some kind of story against someone he's got actually history with. Maybe I know Edge can't come back, but just somebody's got some history with that would have him and Gunther have no connection to each other whatsoever.
one of the mystery opponents should have been The Rock. Like, I'm sorry, but everything that happened this year with The Rock being there when he turned heel and then turning face again without seeing The Rock. Like, it would have been like if The Rock had just showed up as a mystery opponent for any of them, and then his last match could have been against The Rock, and Cena could have beaten him to go out and just be like, no, I've proved I never needed you in this whole thing, and that would have been such a swan song ending. But instead, we I mean, yeah, John Cena's final. I mean, I'm sure we'll talk about it when we get to Saturday Night's main event anyway, in terms of how his retirement tour and his year has been. It's certainly been up and down, that's for sure. But yeah,
Well, I'd say since SummerSlam, it's been nothing but positives, really.
Oh well, no.
Apart
Some
from
of
the
the
Brock
matches
match.
he's had, some of the matches like Logan, AJ, some of those
Yeah.
matches were awesome. But some of the story of the year
Yeah.
hasn't been
I'd say
top.
we can talk about this later, but I say the first half was very up and down. But I'd say that since SummerSlam, apart from the Brock match, everything's been great.
Oh
I'd
yeah.
say. So, apart from the Brock match. But all right then, fair enough. So thank you, lads. It's been a really fun year in terms of PLE predictions. Like I said, we're back for Saturday Night Main Event in December, and then the three of us will obviously most definitely be back in the new year in January for the Royal Rumble. So, woo! Thank you, lads, and we'll see you all in December. And enjoy. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. War games. Oh dear me. This weekend. All right.
Oh
Thanks,
man.
lads. Bye.